Hi again, I'm back. Today, I'm going to show you how to solve for the perimeter and area of the trapezoid. Now, here's the information given. We are given a trapezoid such that the top base measures 5.2 cm. Checking with the measure of your ruler, yes, it should measure that way. Then on the bottom base, it measures 7.5. Alright? Now, here's what we're gonna do. Our goal is to solve for the perimeter and the area. But the problem is, we don't have the length of the hypotenuse, neither the height. However, the catch there is, we are given the measure of one of the angles. So what are we gonna do about that? That's easy. Let's play SOH CAH TOA. Alright? So ito yung laruin ng SOH CAH TOA. Okay, ganito kasi yun. Pero before that, we need to play SOH CAH TOA first. But first, going back to our problem here, you remember that this is supposed to be a right triangle. So we draw the right triangle right here, diba? Dito tayo naguguhit ng right triangle. Dito tayo para mas makita. Yan. So this is where we draw the right triangle. And do you know this is 5.2 and this is 7.5. Take note, the measure of this part of the right triangle is not 7.5. That's the measure of the entire long base at the bottom. Tama? But if you want to get the measure from this point up to the area where you got the height, what do? That's easy. 7.5 minus 5.2. So yun, okay? Subtracting that will give you 2.3. So 2.3 cm to, okay? Going back to our writing, the adjacent measures 2.3 centimeters. Alright? Then it says we are given an adjacent such that it measures 65 degrees. Now what we do to solve the problem? We play SOH CAH TOA. So what do we need to look for? We need to look for the opposite and the hypotenuse. But actually, I would like to start with the hypotenuse. So here's how you start with the hypotenuse. If you want to find the hypotenuse, anong dapat gagamitin namin? Ang cosine, di ba? Cosine. Because adjacent over hypotenuse, just like what I did here, di ba? So we have cosine of 65 is equivalent to 2.3h. So the cosine of 65 is equivalent to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. The adjacent is 2.3 cm. And then it's our job to find the hypotenuse. So what I did with the hypotenuse, I multiplied the hypotenuse on both sides, leaving it to just cosine of 65 times h is equivalent to 2.3. Now we need to leave h all by itself. So hence, we need to divide both sides, 2.3 by 6.5. Here's what I mean when I plug it into the calculator. So remember, it goes like this, 2.3 divided by the cosine of 65. What did we get? 5.4. 5.4 ba? Yes, we should get that answer. So yan, if I were to go back using the ruler, it's somewhat almost to 5.5. Pero malapit na. Okay lang yan. So that's the measure of the hypotenuse. The measure of the hypotenuse is 5.4. Sulat na namin ha. Yes. And now we need to get the height. For the height, we don't know. But since we are given two measures now, it's time to play one of my favorite games called Pythagorean Theorem. So you know already Pythagorean Theorem, di ba? So what we did is 7.5 squared minus 5.5 squared. Wait. Di ba? Remember, this is 2.3, di ba? So going back to our diagram. So di ba remember, this is 5.4. 5.4 cm. Tama? Ang measure na hypotenuse ay 5.4. So 5.4 minus 2.3. So plug this into our calculator, or to make it direct, is pindot mo yung square root. Diba remember sa order ng operations, kung makikita mo, square root of 5.4 squared minus 2.3 squared. Diba? Ang gagawin ng order PEMDAS or operations ay ganito. They will get the exponent first of both sides. And then after that, they subtract. Once they're done subtracting, they take the square root. So what should be the answer? The answer should be 4.88 something. So to write it down, that's the answer. The measure of the hypotenuse is 4.88 something. Although we do not know if that is the correct answer. Now, if we were still determined to play SOH CAH TOA, let's try the sine function. So, sine of 65, di ba ganito siya? Sine 65 is equivalent to opposite over hypotenuse, right? Over 5.4. Multiplying both sides by 5.4 leaves it to 5.4 times 6.5. 5.4 times the sine of 65. What do we get? Wow, malapit na, 4.89, which is somewhat almost to 4.88 something. Almost. Getting there na, okay? Yun talaga yung sagot. O let's say naman, kung mag-tangent kayo. For example, di ba, remember you want to play tangent. Kung gusto mo mag-tangent ka, di ba? Kung mag-tangent function ka, it's going to be this. Remember, tangent is equivalent to the opposite over the adjacent. So therefore, tan of 65 is equivalent to what? The opposite over 2.3. Multiplying both sides by 2.3, hence leaving it to 2.3 times the tangent of 65. Wow, you will still get 4. Wow, that's a very absurd answer. I know normally I wasn't supposed to get that. Pero I think you can round it off na lang to 4.9 na lang. Siguro para mas madali, ito yung sagot na lang. 4.9 cm. Okay? So let's go back to our drawing. Yan, as you can see though, the height is almost to 5 centimeters. But it's still 4.9. It's still fair. So yan. Okay? So now we already know what to do. So this is 4.9. Now all we need to do is to solve. How do we solve? Madali lang yan. So let's solve it here. Diba remember we have the perimeter. So to get the perimeter, we have 5.6 plus 7.5 plus 5.4 plus 4.9. Tama? 5.6 and 5.4 can be simplified, making it 2. 4 plus 6 is 10. And then 5 plus 5 is 11. And then it becomes 18.5. Then 18.5 plus 4.9 is equivalent to 23.4 centimeters. Kung tinay mo dito sa Microsoft Excel, ganito yung formula. Diba we have 4.9. Or you can just type sum. Sum of the numbers that you want to put there. Sum of 4.9, 5.4, 5.6, and ano yung isa? 7.5. Did we get the same answer? Yes, we did. 23.4 cm. Now, to get the area. To get the area of the figure, di ba remember, it's the long base plus the short base times the height divided by 2. So, therefore, we're gonna do, ay wait, mali pala. It's 5.2 pala. Hindi siya 5.6, sorry. So, let me fix that. The correct supposed to be 23. That's the perimeter, okay? Sorry pala. Okay? Now, let's go now to the area. To solve for the area, you already know what to do, okay? So, the area is base, the long base plus the short base times the height, diba? So, we have 5.2 plus 7.5, which gives you 12.7. Divide by 2, then times 4.9. Actually, let's do it in Microsoft Excel para mas madaliin. Okay? So, we have the sum of the two numbers, 5.2 and 7.5. You should get something like this. Then, this one times the height. What's the height? Ang height namin ay 4.9. Then, click equal, click on the cell, divide by 2. Yun yung sagot namin. Ang sagot namin ay 31.115 square centimeters. That's it.